Hello, Rapid Runners! My name is Vex Gaming TV, and to my right we have Song of Soil. Before we begin, would you like to tell the viewers what got you into speedrunning?
Yeah, so I got into speedrunning in 2019 during the pandemic. I had my real life hobby had canceled events, so I was like, well, what am I going to do with my time? And so I started watching a lot of Twitch streams, and I found some really cool speedrunners, and I was like, well, if they can do it, why can't I do it? So I found this game called Flynn, Son of Crimson, and I joined the community. And I was actually stuck on an Xbox when I first started. I didn't have a PC, and everybody else had a PC. But the game was like so, I guess fair is a good way to put it, that I was able to run alongside the PC gamers. And eventually I was like, you know what? I want a PC because this update came out and it was just for PC, and they were all off playing New Game Plus while I was stuck not. And so I was like, all right. So I got world record on the console version, and then I got a PC and got world record on PC and became addicted to the sport because I met a lot of people. I realized that the competitive nature was something that like fostered like really good mental health, good social skills. And so I've stayed in the community since. I thought, why not? And now I have, I think, over 35 games that I run now, and I think it's a lot of fun.
That's a very large amount of games.
Yeah, it is.
Myself, I actually started when I was very young. Me and my brother, my best friend, and my father used to play all different kind of games, and we kind of competed, seeing who can complete these games before others. And me and my best friend specifically, we actually ran a game called My Street. I believe it was on GameCube, and we used to submit our, times on a forum because this was before speedrunning.com was really prevalent. I don't know if there was a prior name to it when I was doing that, but I was on just some odd, weird forum out there in the internet somewhere. And that's really what got me into speedrunning originally. Actually stepped away from speedrunning though, and got into more competitive FPS type games before realizing that I can turn that competitive playstyle into something I could do with single player by speedrunning. I stepped away from single player because there wasn't that competitive aspect when I grew up. That's what I was interested in. So when I realized, hey, there is a way to compete on these single player games and be part of a community, I just jumped into it and I fell in love with it ever since. Competing against others is what I love to do, and speedrunning lets me do that.
Yeah, and so as he said, it fosters good things, and if you're a competitive person, it's the best place to be, and it's a friendly competitive environment. You get those bad eggs here and there, but me and Vex actually go pretty far back when it comes to speedrunning, and we've been doing it for quite a while together. Multiple games exchanged, and we always talk about new games or potential speedruns, and that's why we wanted to make this community so we could share it with other people about like, hey, we found this cool game, how about you start running it? Well, how about some incentives with it?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is all these speedrunning communities are really just a community of a small group of people that are enjoying their specific speedrun game, and this kind of leads us into like what we're trying to do here with Rapid Runs for Fun. We're trying to bridge that connection between all the different communities and really give a home place for everybody to come to and enjoy speedrunning together and compete together in content that they've never even seen before. So, Song, if you would like to lead us into what is Rapid Runs for Fun,
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
So Rapid Runs for Fun aims to create a positive impact in the gaming community. We're trying to provide a welcoming space for speedrunners. We have this goal in mind is that we want to highlight individuals and games that often go unnoticed. We believe that, they have potential that people don't actually get to see. And so we want our community to see RR4F or Rapid Runs for Fun as a place to connect with others. You can improve as a runner. You can learn new skills from other people, and you can even support each other, which I think is really awesome. You could have somebody who is ranked 90th in their game, and then have somebody who is the world record holder in their game. They might be able to teach each other something. That person who's 90th might still be like a #1 competitor in a whole nother game, and they might not know it because they might be surrounded by people who are just, that slightly much better, but they might be like, oh, well, I'm discouraged to try something different because I can only hit 90th place. So they come over here and they're just, reaching beyond what they thought they could. And so that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to foster a community that includes runners from all over. We don't want people to just stay inside their cliques. We want people to experience other runs or experience other runners' content and support each other. We believe that speedrunning can be more than just staying in your series or just the game of choice.
Understandable, and I hope that reaches out to many people out here that are listening. This place really is something new. It's going to be something that is fresh to the speedrun community, and I think it's something that's needed. So we do have a bunch of goals that we plan to hit with Rapid Runs for Fun, and we just wanted to go over a couple that with you here today.
Yeah, so as we explained in the earlier portion of the video, we do have future plans for our community. So in some of those future plans, we want to talk about marathons. Well, we are a little bit out from doing marathons. We do want to keep that on the board and in our thoughts, something that we want to work towards. So in the future, we plan to host speedrun marathons. We want these marathons to showcase the skills and talents of our community while also raising funds for charitable causes. Me and Vex believe that your passions and our passions and hobbies can make a huge difference in the world. So like I said, we want to work towards that opportunity to work with charities that not only that we believe are worth our time, but also what our community believes is worth their time. We want them to be able to take a vote and on who we choose, do some research into it. We're going to post information about some of the stuff that we're going to be doing. We also want to be as transparent as possible with our community. So, if we ever do get to that point of doing marathons, we want to be able to show them step by step on how we're doing this process, how we end up choosing who we partnered with, why we chose the games we chose, why we're allowing certain things to happen when we don't. It's just, we want this to, once again, to be a very open, transparent type of community for many runners from all over to come in and experience a good time and foster friendships with others.
Yeah, like Song said, this is a place where we can get all the communities together to run together for a single cause. That has always been something that inspired me when I watched big communities like ESA and GDQ, smaller communities like Indie-thon, and one that our community member is actually going to be joining soon, really long-a-thon, which I'm not familiar with, but it's so awesome that there's all these different marathon communities that are doing the same thing and is powered by their passion in speedrunning. So that inspired me to add that to our community. Along with the marathons, we're going to be adding a lot more content for you guys to enjoy on a daily basis. Some of that content that you'll be able to join in on every single day is something we call bounties in our community. Song, would you like to talk about what bounties are?
Yeah, so we like to encourage friendly competition within our community. Not just marathons, as in, like, we know that's more like a friendly setting where you encourage people to, push their boundaries. Well, we also want to form competition because we believe that what fosters speedrunning. You want to be the number one on the leaderboards, but we want to keep it friendly. So we want to offer community events, as he said, such as bounties, where players compete for cash prizes, or we buy them the full game. But some people will choose the cash over the game by achieving the fastest time in a selected game within a specific time frame. So sometimes we might start the event on Saturday and then end it next Sunday. Some bounties might end up being bigger, and so we might end up starting them on the first of the month and ending them on the last day of the month, depending on how big the game is, what the prize is going to be. We also want to make sure that we include games from various genres, some that are like lesser known games. The reason why we want to do this is because we believe a lot of the fun in speedrunning is routing, glitch hunting, finding skips. We believe that brings conversations amongst runners. So if you find a skip, you might talk about it for like 2 days. And then that might lead someone else to be inspired to go find another skip or a glitch or do something else. And then before you know it, that game is completely broken, gone down 3 minutes before you even know it, 10 minutes, an hour. That's what we want to see. We want to see people innovate and do things and push their boundaries.
Yeah, definitely. I see huge potential for speedrunners to come from different communities to compete for one bounty, and then meeting these people and making these connections and becoming friends and sharing their speedrun games and really just bridging that gap, like I said earlier, in the speedrun community, that I feel like there's just this huge void that isn't filled. Another thing about the bounties is there's going to be a section on our future website. It is in development, but there's going to be a section where you could submit for community bounties. And these bounties are going to be not just for speedrunning, but for scoring or even finding specific skips in the speed run. We pretty much just want to open up the bounty system for any community member or outside community member that wants to have a part of their speed run kind of like cracked. I mean, we always run into these roadblocks where, hey, this speed run is really fast up until we reach this part of the game where it's not fast and it's just slow, or there is a huge cutscene, and some people may want to set a bounty to have that section skipped. So that is something we want to open up to the community as well, and showcase in our community. Hey, these bounties are up for grabs. Come here, check out what we got, and maybe compete for some money.
Yeah, and speaking of showcase, we actually in our community, we previously held a bounty to kind of test the waters to see how people would take it, and we ended up picking a demo that featured 7 levels. It was an indie developed game. The developer actually ended up joining our Discord. Very, very amazing guy. But it took him 8 years to develop the game, and when I found it, I was like, this would be perfect. The bounty just ended yesterday, and it was crazy to see how far it improved in just a week. And
Yes.
honestly, we would like to show you what that run looked like. We would like to showcase the runner who pushed the time beyond what we thought was possible.
Yes, so I actually got that video prepared for us. We're going to react to it together, and we are going to see that run that won the first bounty. So let me go ahead and switch over to that screen right now. All right.
So this is such an awesome run. So this is Fantastic Fist. Fantastic Fist is a 2D platformer where you use the keyboard and mouse as a way to play the game. So as you can see, the mouse controls the fist and the keyboard controls the player. And they have to break objects and push themselves around while maintaining both forms of movement. It is a fun game to watch. It's physics-based. We picked it because we believe it innovated on all aspects of what a game should do, something different. I've never seen a game do something like this, and the runners really took they really took to the game, and they found some crazy skips and speed tech. As you can see right now, the blocks being pushed up, the way that they're just going through, they found ways to squeeze in between spikes, climb walls. Like, it's just awesome to see what they did in the week.
Yeah, I've never seen a concept like this before. I thought it was really unique. Just noticed that he just jumped on spikes. I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, he kept pushing the time down. We, funny enough, is in the last day, in the last hour of the event, the record was a 3:58, 3 minutes 58 seconds, and out of nowhere, in the last 20 minutes, or actually the last 40 minutes of the event, the runner Dan ended up getting a 2-second lead and posting this video that we're watching now, clutching out the victory and winning $30. Once again, smaller prize, but we wanted to just kind of introduce the community to the concept of bounties. And they had a ton of fun. I think everybody had a blast seeing what they were finding. I think there was over 500 messages posted alone in that bounty form.
Yeah, they were going pretty hard on getting that record. They put a lot of time and effort into it, so it was well deserved. Dan's such a great content creator and speedrunner as well. I actually met him in the Pilfer community, which is a game that I speedrun myself, so I kind of knew him before he even joined this community, and to see him win this first bounty is awesome.
Yeah, he's actually coming to my streams to see what games I run, since I run a plethora of them, and he's picked up one of the newer games I started running and is actually coming for the record. And, you know, seeing how good he is, I know I'm not going to be holding on to it long. He's an incredible runner. Yeah, seeing their precise movement as they're going around is just so awesome. So this is the area where everybody started losing time, was the Timeless Temple. It was really hard because the mechanic is you have to either hold your left mouse click in certain areas to get like those things to stop rotating and certain blocks to change colors, but you also need to move your fist to hit certain things and whatnot. But yeah, they found a way to barely move the fist at all and when to click to make it look super quick. And also right here, you're gonna see them try to hit the edge of blocks. And what that does is if you hit the edge of a block, it gives you another jump, allowing them to get like a super bounce.
Yeah, I saw them having a lot of trouble getting
Yeah.
these corner jumps, so it is difficult.
He even dies and still end up clutching it out. There was so much time save left. It's incredible to think that, just a couple mistakes and still end up clutching it out. All right, so we're moving into the final level of the demo. So you're going to see them actually pass the ending of the demo, and the reason why is there's actually more to the demo if you keep going to the right. And that's what we added in. We wanted to make sure they jumped over the wall and hit the ground, and that's when they would stop their timer, because there's objects that you don't see in the run. And so they figured out how to do that so quick. And so yeah, that's it. I thought it was a ton of fun. They had 1 week of time to do what they did. Yeah, with that, that was kind of the concept of our bounties. It just we had 5 submissions that actually had video proof of their submissions, and they range anything from almost 6 minutes down to below 4 minutes. So like I said, runners of all different types got to join in and experience the run.
Yeah, and with that being said, we actually just opened up 2 new bounties. So anybody who's watching this by the time that this video was released on YouTube, you can hop in here. Oh, and by the way, might as well bring it up while I'm talking about it. We have the Discord. It's going to be that QR code. If you scan that at any time during this video, it will bring you right to the Discord. But like I was saying, there is going to be 2 bounties available right now in the Discord that we want to showcase for you.
Yeah.
All right. Let me grab these right now, and first one's going to be Mana Expel. If you want to talk about that as I move over there and showcase that song.
Yeah. So I actually am the one that picked these bounties. I decided that I would put a $50 bounty on them. So first place gets $50 if they end up getting first place, or if you do both the bounties and you get first place, you can win $100. But like I said, once again, just incentivize. But this is a 2D stealth platformer with a score system. So what I have the runners doing is trying to do all the levels in the demo and achieve an S ranking as fast as they can. So they have to sneak around and not be seen by any of the enemies, while also taking them down and scoring high enough points to earn an S or above ranking to qualify for the run. I chose this game because I have an obsession with games like Splinter Cell. I love stealth. I think it's really cool, and the fact that this game took the idea of stealth and turned it into an action platformer is really cool in my mind. And the concept with the bullet time is really cool as well.
That's an odd combination of games there. I don't think we ever had anything with stealth in our bounties in the past. So it's pretty cool to see people run a game like this. The second game that was chosen for the bounty is going to be a game called Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom, which is also an interesting game, probably one of my favorites in the bounties this time. So let's go ahead and switch over to that.
So I chose this game because I have a nostalgia love for N64 and PS2 platformers. Collectathons are one of my favorite things. I think my ADE just loves picking up shiny objects and collecting them. I ended up getting my hand on this demo, and it almost felt like a full game. There was 5 worlds to explore, 91 cogs to collect, 15 golden rabbits to collect. There's a ton of customization, such as hats you can put on. It was just a ton of fun. I was like, the community's gonna love this. So I have them doing a 100% run where they have to collect everything in the game as fast as possible. The current world record is just above 18 minutes at this point.
All right, and what would be the prizes for winning these bounties?
So the prizes are, as I said before, it's $50 for first place for each game. So you have potentially a chance of winning $100 if you can win first place in each one of the games.
Awesome. Yeah, Yellow Taxi, that is definitely right up my alley. I'll probably be playing this as soon as the bounty is done, or even when the game's fully released. It looks like it'll be a really fun speedrun. Let me go back here. All right. Now that you have seen what we want to do with bounties, and hopefully that excites you to come in and enjoy this together with us, we do have other events that we wanted to bring up, because marathons, bounties, that is not the end of it here at Rapid Runs for Fun. Actually, Song came up with this great idea. It's called Frame by Frame. Would you like to explain what frame by frame is?
Yeah, so frame by frame is a way that we can actually get to know the run and the runner. I think a lot of people know more about the run than they do about the person behind the controller. So we always ask the questions like, do you truly know the ins and the outs? Do you know about the person behind the controller, as I just said? Well, we here want to change that with frame by frame. We want to interview runners and ask them questions about them, maybe about something personal, maybe something about the run themselves, what got them into speedrunning, something about the game that keeps them going. Did they have any hand in the routing? Did they find any tricks? Who's their favorite runner? What games do they want to run? And then maybe just ask things about the game itself. Do they know anything about the developer, the publisher? Have they ran any other games that were made by the same people? If they could change one thing about the game, what would they? Just random questions. I think it'd be a lot of fun to actually get to know the people once again in our community and to get to know unknown runners. A lot of people know who Distortion 2 and stuff like that is. You can name off bigger speedrunners and people will probably know Hag and whatnot for Banjo-Kazooie. But when it comes to indie game runners or people who maybe get 5 viewers, they're still very interesting people. So we want to highlight that.
Once again, bridging that gap in the speedrunning community, so it fits perfect with what we're trying to do here at Rapid Runs for Fun. Aside from speedrunning and just games in general, we have other events as well that we are going to be holding here. More to just bring the community together. We plan on having movie nights, and I mean, really anything else. If you guys have suggestions, throw it our way. We will definitely take a look and see if it's something we can implement. With that being said, we do have a surprise. We did have an old community that we had what was called grudge matches. We are going to be bringing that back. These grudge matches are being reworked. It's now called the battle system, where we're going to have battle nights. And in these battle nights, it's going to be a place for people in the community to compete against another member of the community, and they go one-on-one in a game that they've never ran before to see who can complete the game or get the furthest within the time frame. And it's going to be tournaments. There's going to be sign-ups where you can choose your partner in the community and sign up for these events. It's going to be a really large part of what I see the future of Rapid Runs for Fun, including in the community for you guys to be partaking in almost, I mean, hopefully once a week, at least a couple times a month. So that's something that I know a lot of people are excited for, especially people who have experienced the grudge matches. They get really intense. They're some of my favorite parts about the community personally. What do you think about the battle system, Song?
I actually love the whole thought about the battle system. I was a huge fan of the old grudge matches. Nothing better to watch than when the runners have 15 minutes left on the clock and they're scrambling to get ahead of each other and they might be neck and neck and they're just trying to figure out how to get that inch ahead of that other player. We had a lot of fun runs last time that, ended in the last 15 seconds. It was down that much. Or we had things where a bug would happen and someone would get soft locked and then would still come back and win because I had an entire 40 minutes left. Anything can happen in them. No one knows what they're doing. It's like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off running around. It is a ton of fun to watch. So that is one of the highlights that I'm especially excited for. And me and Vex actually plan on competing in this.
Yes.
We do plan on doing that. So
yeah, so if you want to challenge me, get here to Rapid Runs for Fun and give me that challenge. I am down. You are going down, by the way. Yes, you are. I'm gonna win every single one. I know there is so the thing is, and what makes this such a great event is the fact that you don't know what game you're gonna be playing. Aside from that, I do want to say that people that sign up for these events, I do want them to also be able to submit for races. So games that, if somebody in the community runs the same game as you, I think having them race against each other instead of just running a blind race could be a lot of fun also. So yeah, it's gonna be great. You're gonna be put to the test, definitely doing games that maybe genres that you never even touched before in a speed run aspect, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna push the limits, and it's gonna connect and make these communities come together. And like I said, once again, building that bridge. So
And
let's go
also
ahead.
another thing about the battle nights is that you don't even have to be a speedrunner. We actually had somebody in our last grudge matches who wasn't even a speedrunner and ended up getting to the finals as a non-speedrunner because once again they were on the same playing field. Just because you're a speedrunner, you still don't know what you're doing. So it was a lot of fun. So we encourage anybody from all fields to come in and give it a shot.
Yes, definitely. Just because you may not speedrun, don't feel pressured by the speedrunners. We've seen people that are just either, you know, competitive FPS players jump in here and do speed runs and come out on top because it's a game that neither one has ever seen before. So it could even be something puzzling where somebody who maybe isn't as fast at speed running can get through a puzzle quicker than somebody who is used to just mechanical speed running, and that could set them ahead and knock that person right out of the tournament real early too. We've seen some of the best people in our community when it comes to like speed running just drop at the beginning of these events, so it's a lot of fun.
All right, so we are at the end of the video. We want to thank everybody who stopped by and gave us your time to explain what Rapid Runs for Fun is. We hope what we said interests you and that you will actually give us a shot by joining the community. As Vex said earlier, all of our socials, the Discord link can all be found down below this video in the description. So if you would like to follow us, that would be awesome. We also want to give a shout out to one of our community members. We wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, and we want you all to know that we keep an eye on you, as in, hey, we see that guy being really awesome. We see that person inside other people's streams encouraging them. We see them pushing their own limits and doing things that's what we're here to see. And we chose a special person named Xanaru123. He is one of the coolest people I've met when it comes to speedrunning. Encouraging, always says the best things, like when you need it. Like you could be down on your luck, you could have a bad day. He'll just appear in your chat when you have one viewer to be like, good luck, and then we'll talk to you the entire time. It's like, oh my god, I needed that. I just needed that. Thank you so much. And I see him go into so many different people's streams. He also runs a plethora of different games and never gives up. He could be 14, he could be 26, and he'll just start rising up the ranks and claiming world records and never giving up. An inspiration to speedrunning for sure.
Yes, definitely. Zan is actually one of my best friends in the speedrunning community that I met. What's funny is he is in Australia and I'm in the US. So that just shows how speedrunning and this community and speedrunning communities in general bring people together. Because we met each other doing a game called Hell Pie, which is one of our favorite speedruns. And yeah, he's always there for me. I'm always there for him. He's a really, really good guy. I mean, if you don't get along with Zan, I don't know. Like, that's just weird. I mean, he's like one of the nicest people in the world. Like you guys would enjoy having him around, and you want him by your side. So that's why we are giving him the Rapid Runner of the Week award this week, and next week, hopefully, if you're here, maybe you have a shot at grabbing that award, and you will also be showcased, like we are showcasing Zan's content below for everybody here that's watching this video. And we even did it on the live stream for everybody to see earlier when we had a stream. So you will definitely be having your content put into our streams and YouTube channel if you are part of the community.
Yeah, and speaking of Xandaru123, he actually has an event coming up at Really Really Longathon. Since he runs near Automata, he's going to be doing a race with over 20 plus people. It's going to be happening on April 6th. If you go to the Really Really Longathon Twitch page, you can actually go and find their schedule and you can follow that. We'll actually have the link down below with also Xanaru's socials, so you can follow his Twitch page and everything as well. We believe that is something that we want to do too, is just promote. So
yes, I'm excited for that event. I'll definitely be watching, and I just want to make sure that everybody who does join gets their content out the same way we're getting Zan's content out. We don't want to just grow as Rapid Runs for Fun. We want to grow with you guys and help you guys grow as speedrunners and content creators and community members. And we wanna have you be part of what we're doing in every aspect.
Yeah, and I mean, we're new to this as well. Like, we're not great content creators. We don't really have all the aspects down as well. So we also plan on growing as like that as like we want to improve our quality. We want to improve our scripting. We want to improve everything that we possibly can to make sure the streams, the Discord, the events are as top notch as possible. And as I said in the live stream earlier as well, we want people to hold us accountable. So if we do something wrong, please let us know.
Yes, if you see something go against what we say in our videos or in our streams, I really, really want that brought to our attention because, I mean, these streams and videos are planned out. I know we're kind of going off the top of our head with these conversations, but we definitely plan everything out with intent to follow through. So if you see us not following through with anything we brought up in this content, bring it to our attention because that's something we want to know. We want to be held to that standard.
Yeah. And as I said, if you're interested to join us, the Rapid Runners is welcoming everybody. So please come join in on the Bounties, join in on Battle Night, come watch some movies with us. Do you want to be interviewed? Please fill out one of the forms. We would love to have you here. And thank you for giving us the time. My name is Song of Soil. You can find me at twitch.tv/Song of Soil. I stream indie games, and I hope to get to know every single one of you.
Thank you, Song. And my name is Vex Gaming TV. You can also find me at twitch.tv/Vex Gaming TV, as well as YouTube. You will see us. And by the way, in our Discord, we do have a place where you can shout out yourself pretty much so people can come and watch, self-promote. So you'll be seeing my content pop up in there every now and then, my streams by YouTube. Same with every other community member, same with Song's content, you'll see that popped up. So just want to say once again, thank you so much. If you want to join the Discord, once again, the QR code is down there in the right-hand corner, just scan that. And for people that may have trouble with scanning the QR code, I will also have a link in the description with our socials. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Rapid
Bye,
Runners.
Rapid Runners. Have a good one.